Right now, 7 President-elect Trump settling with ABC News over a defamation lawsuit. We got the details on the network's apology ahead. Plus, Jacob is in this morning tracking out the end of the weekend with fog and a damp morning ahead. And later, car costs continue to rise. We take a look at why this is happening and how Americans are paying for it. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. It is Sunday, December 15th. And like we said just there, it is a foggy and damp start to the Sunday morning. Jacob is here with what we need to know. Jacob, you can't even see the Capitol in your Skycam.
Yeah, and the sun's already starting to rise. You could tell from 30 minutes ago it was very dark, but now you can kind of brighter out there, but still, I mean, it's almost worse than it was 30 minutes ago. You can barely see some of the lights. The big reason for that is the temperature is very mild, upper 30s. Taking a look at other places, this is Dodgeville. You can see some fog, especially off in the distance. Not quite as bad as it is here in Madison, but notice the ground definitely very wet, and some of that moisture on the ground is still frozen, so definitely take extra care, not just from the fog, but also the roads are still a little bit slippery. Here's a look at some of the visibilities. Yeah, it actually has gotten worse. Some areas seeing the visibility drop compared to 30 minutes ago. Half a mile in Madison, 0 for places like Mineral Point and out in Iowa and Minnesota. There is a dense fog advisory for pretty much everybody through the noon hour, but it's still going to be a little bit foggy even after that. Let's take a look at the visibility forecast. It's going to remain around 1/4 of a mile for the next several hours. In fact, it actually may get a little bit worse before it gets better. We'll get a little bit better by the afternoon hours, but still going to see some foggy conditions at times, and it's going to continue to be very foggy tonight into tomorrow morning, so the Monday morning commute may be very treacherous as well. Now, as we take a look at the temperature forecast, right around 40 degrees for much of the day, plenty of cloud cover. This is Madison. This is also a big reason why it's so foggy. Pretty much no wind, and that leads to very foggy conditions. For La Crosse, once again, highs near 40, very little wind, plenty of cloud cover. I'll talk more in detail about when the fog will improve and our next chance of snow coming up a bit later.
Yeah, let's be honest. If you're going to be going out anywhere this morning, probably just stay home with all the fog. And even if you're in western Wisconsin with all the ice like yesterday.
Yeah, most of the roads were fine here in Madison, but when I got to our parking lot, I slipped coming in, and I was only going like 5 miles per hour. So definitely some slick spots out there. So
well, we're on the west side of Madison, and yeah, as you go farther west throughout the state and even throughout Madison, yeah, it got a lot more slippery. So
yeah, multiple hazards on the road right now. Thankfully, at this point in time, doesn't look like there's a lot of people out there, and typically Sunday morning, there's not a lot of commutes.
Yeah, well, that's good news. All right, Jacob, thank you. Topping our news, Canadian oil company Enbridge says they are working to clean up roughly 70,000 gallons of oil that spilled in southern Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the spill was discovered this past week in Jefferson County, citing a federal accident report. Enbridge told the newspaper that the spill on the company's Line 6 was caused by a faulty connection on a pump transfer pipe. The oil company says cleanup efforts were ongoing Friday and that about 60% of the soil had been removed. On Saturday, Madison School District put out a statement about potential threats made towards the district. The principal of Spring Harbor Middle School saying they learned on Saturday of 2 different TikTok accounts posting inappropriate comments and vague threats with images of Spring Harbor. She continues that there is no evidence to believe that anything contained in these posts is credible, but are taking all proper precautions. Turning to national news and a live look at the Capitol building in D.C. In just 36 days, President-elect Donald Trump will take the oath of office on the steps there for the second time on his return to Washington. And he continues to make moves, picking who will serve alongside him in the next administration. And all this as ABC News has agreed to contribute $15 million to Trump's library and foundation, all to settle a lawsuit Trump filed against the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
At the Army-Navy game near Washington Saturday, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance appeared in a box above the crowd and won praise from some attendees.
That's really great. I think a president should always show up for this game, no matter what party they are.
We're glad to have the president-elect in the House. You know, we may not all agree with everything, but it's good that he's coming to support America's game just like we are.
Trump brought along billionaire Elon Musk and Daniel Penny, a Marine veteran who was acquitted last week in the fatal chokehold death of a homeless man, Jordan Neely, on a New York City subway train. On Saturday, court documents revealed that Trump and ABC News agreed to settle a defamation lawsuit, with ABC paying $15 million toward Trump's presidential library and foundation and $1 million to cover Trump's legal fees. Trump had claimed anchor George Stephanopoulos made, quote, false and defamatory statements about Trump in a 2024 interview with Representative Nancy Mace. ABC also posted an editor's note on its website saying the network and Stephanopoulos regret those statements. Trump has targeted media organizations in court, including CBS News, and he has lost previous defamation suits against CNN, The New York Times, and The Washington Post. The legal settlement comes amid word that some major tech companies are courting the incoming president with cash, pledging million-dollar donations to his inaugural fund.
CBS's Bradley Blackburn reporting. In a statement to CBS News, an ABC spokesperson said the network is pleased the parties have reached an agreement to dismiss the lawsuit. Staying in Washington, the U.S. Supreme Court will soon launch a pilot program for the public to attend courtroom seating through an online lottery. They will have reserved seating to hear oral arguments or a non-argument session. In the past, the court provided seats to the public on a first-come, first-served basis. The pilot program will kick off in February. Back here locally, law enforcement in Wisconsin Dells paired up with children Saturday for the annual Cops for Kids holiday with a hero celebration. The event has the goal to continue bridging the gap between youth and first responders with a day of breakfast, Christmas shopping, and quality time.
And the whole organization's goal is to create that positive impact with public safety. And so by pairing them up with a member of the police department or fire or EMS, a child with that, we gain that positive impact, it really helps. And it truly does work.
This is the organization's 30th year of hosting this event. Well, if you've noticed more police patrols out at night, it's for a good reason. The Wisconsin State Patrol is back with its annual Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign through the end of the year. It is their continued effort to stop impaired driving. Last holiday season, there were 393 crashes involving impaired drivers in Wisconsin, and those incidents killed 12 people and injured 197 others. The State Patrol encourages drivers to put safety first this holiday season. The Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign began Friday and runs through New Year's Day. The Eau Claire Police Department is investigating a fatal stabbing on Saturday. According to police, a 911 call came in just after 6 p.m. reporting a stabbing inside the bar of the Do Dodge Inn. Responding officers performed life-saving measures on the victim, who was later taken to a local hospital where they later died from their injuries. Police have arrested a suspect, and officials confirmed this was an isolated incident. A Friendship man is arrested in connection with the deaths of an Adams County mother and son back in July and will be back in court tomorrow. Corey Beck has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse. Back in July, 62-year-old Sharon Miller and her son, 37-year-old Jamie Lumby, were found dead at their home. Deputies visited the home after a caller reported not hearing from Miller for 3 days.
Hopefully with some of the information I shared today, reassuring everybody that we pretty much had 2 investigators full-time on this case, along with other state agencies and resources.
Beck's bail hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. If you're shopping for a new car this holiday season, well, it's going to cost on average more than $48,000. But if you're looking to trade up and you have an already existing loan, you might be in for shock. CBS's Elise Preston explains.
State-of-the-art tech and luxury can make trading in your vehicle for a new car very tempting. But before you take that test drive, experts say crunch the numbers.
One of the things that is happening is this idea of negative equity. So people have bought a car, and right now they owe more on the car than it's actually worth.
A recent study by Edmunds found that nearly 1 in 4 new car shoppers owes more on their auto loan than they can get selling the car. And more than 1 in 5 consumers with negative equity owe $10,000 or more than their car is worth. The current average rate for a new car loan is 7.5%. That can be a real struggle for shoppers, something Michael Schwartz sees at Galpin Ford in Los Angeles.
Because you have higher interest rates, more of those payments are going towards interest instead of paying down principal balances.
Combine that high interest rate with the average cost of a new automobile, nearly $48,000. And those monthly payments are increasingly topping $1,000. Some customers taking longer to pay off their cars, with 84-month loans growing in popularity.
What is the solution? Well, the solution is you need to hang on to your car. If you are one of those people that want a new car every few years, then lease.
Another idea from the experts is to buy a new EV, which offers savings of up to $20,000, putting you in the fast lane to pay off that car. Elise Preston, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It is now 7:10 here on Weekend Mornings. Still ahead, NOAA is predicting 2024 will be the hottest year on record. We got that. Plus, Jacob is back with the first warm forecast as we look out at a foggy Madison skyline. We're back in a minute.
Try getting deals this big down the chimney during the holiday sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, everything is on sale, like the budget-friendly Summit Eurotop, easy on the wallet for only $379.99. Purchase any Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 gift. And check out the Buena Vista Firm, now only $474.99. Or get 48 months, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. 'Tis the season to settle in for silent nights. Happy holidays from Denver Mattress.
I've got arthritis in my joints. I would walk 10 steps and not have to sit down. I wanted to do anything other than go through the pain and the effort of the surgery.
That's when Mike discovered QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue and get you back to living a normal life again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
Afterwards, I felt like I really made the right choice. It's a tremendous success.
Join tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have found lasting relief from their joint pain. Request a free consultation and find out if you're qualified for this therapeutic breakthrough. Call 608-927-4530.
If you want to avoid the process of surgery and the pain and the effort, you need to go to QC Kinetics.
Isn't it time you got your life back? Call now for your free consultation. 608-927-4530. 608-927-4530.
Oh, amazing. Merry Christmas.
It's in you.
We'd love to give you a little reward.
This is reward enough.
I missed you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started. We provide a full range of publishing services.
Covenant sells your book and ebook online and in bookstores everywhere. Our authors love us. Just look.
Be like these authors and get your book published today.
To get your free writer's guide, call now. 1-800-216-5097.
No matter how you say it, the message remains the same.
Felices vacaciones.
Mutlu tatiller. Srećne praznike vam želi Gruber adwokackie kancelarie.
Selamat bercuti.
Schöne Feiertage.
Wesołych świąt.
Buone feste. 祝大家节日快乐.
Happy holidays from all of us at Gruber Law Offices.
One call, that's all.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We are going to see very foggy conditions through tomorrow morning with mild temperatures early this week, and that's going to be the big driving factor with that fog. But it is going to get cold by the time we get to next weekend. A few small chances of snow throughout the week as well. But let's take another look outside. Barely could see anything. This is the Edgewater Skycam. Very, very dense fog out there at this hour, and it's going to continue throughout the morning into the early afternoon as well. We'll continue to see visibility down to 1/4 mile, possibly continuing into the afternoon as well. Some relief for a few locations later in the day, but then the fog is going to pick back up for the overnight hours and possibly continue into Monday morning as well. So the Monday morning commute could be very low visibility, especially with a lot of cars on the road. Now, as we get into Monday afternoon, that's when things will really improve, and then it's going to continue to improve for Monday night. Now, as we take a look at the temperatures, as I mentioned, the mild temperatures, a big driving factor in just all this fog that we're seeing. High temperatures will be near 40, a good amount of cloud cover, and the temperatures aren't going to change much later in the day. We're going to see, or later in the night, I should say, with low temperatures around 40 as well. A little bit colder further west, but still going to see temperatures right around freezing, still mild for this time of the year. And for Monday, we're going to see another day with high temperatures right near 40. But then the temperatures are going to begin to cool down as the fog clears out, with highs in the middle 30s for Tuesday, upper 20s Wednesday through Friday, middle 20s for the weekend. So it does look like it will be a fairly cold weekend. And then temperatures may rise a little bit as we get closer to Christmas. So as we look at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, we have a chance of snow Tuesday, especially later in the day into Tuesday night, only going to bring about an inch. For Thursday, there's another chance of snow, especially for central and northern Wisconsin. It is possible that that snow could drift further south and impact southern Wisconsin, but at this point in time, it looks like you folks towards Eau Claire will have the best chance to see some snow. Also could see some of that in La Crosse, but accumulation, at least the heavy accumulation, will likely stay in the UP of Michigan. Now, as I mentioned, next weekend going to be very cold. Highs will be in the teens. Overnight lows could be in the single digits. It is possible Saturday into Sunday, low temperatures will be very low, possibly near zero, with some temperatures warming up a little bit as we get closer towards Christmas, and there is a small chance of some precipitation during that time as well. And temperatures will kind of be on that fringe freezing level, so it may be a little bit of rain and a little bit of snow. So once again, foggy the next 2 days, snow Tuesday night, a few small chances of snow throughout the week. For Thursday, the best chance of snow will be the further north you're located. Madison may not see any during this time. Really, the only days that look to be completely dry for sure will be the weekend, and those days will be the coldest.
All right, Jacob. Thank you. 2024 is on track to be the hottest year on record. That's according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Although the year is not yet over, NOAA said between January and November, temperatures were 2.3 degrees higher than the 20th century average. The high mark also breaks the previous peak set only in 2023. It's the latest signal that climate change is worsening, and last month continued the streak of record warm temperatures. NOAA said this November was the planet's second warmest in recorded history. The warmest on record was November of 2023. Nearly 7 million Americans 65 and over are estimated to be living with Alzheimer's disease, and a recent study suggests a new sign for relatives to watch out for. According to the National Institutes of Health, the first part of the brain known to deteriorate is also associated with financial vulnerability. The research also suggests that seeing those changes in older adults could be a risk factor for Alzheimer's disease.
If an older adult starts showing some poor financial decisions, it might actually be a reason to pursue further testing for Alzheimer's disease.
Researchers caution that not everyone with Alzheimer's is going to make poor financial decisions, and not everyone who makes bad choices with money is going to develop the disease. The Madison Black Chamber of Commerce hosted their annual holiday Black Bazaar on Saturday, taking over the downtown. Tanisha Shaw reports on how local businesses are bringing in the holiday spirit.
The Madison Black Chamber of Commerce is helping these businesses get their holiday spirit today.
The Holiday Black Bazaar is back. For a second year, they're helping locals fill their Christmas tree with Wisconsin-made gifts.
A lot of times our businesses have many opportunities during the summer and the spring months because it's warm outside, but it's a little more challenging for them during the winter months.
This year, more than 40 vendors attended, helping customers find traditional gifts.
Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, we've got face painting and gorgeous designs for the kids. We've got a lot of variety and diversity in our vendors.
And unique ones.
My Soul Brew Kombucha is Wisconsin's first Black woman-owned kombucha tea company.
This is Alicia Miller. She says she created Soul Brew right before the pandemic after finding out she's pre-diabetic.
We specialize in low sugar, high flavor, which makes it diabetic-friendly kombucha. And so the three things that people really talked about when it came to kombucha was that it did not taste good, it did not smell good, and that they had too much sugar. So we really combated those things.
I got a chance to try one of the Soul Brew kombuchas. I would describe it as both fruity and refreshing. Organizers tell me that this Wisconsin brewed drink is a holiday staple and the gift that keeps on giving.
Because it's something that will continue to help and enhance their life.
Both organizers and business owners agreed that events like this helps the community tremendously.
And it also is an opportunity for me to get the products out there and get real feedback.
Black-owned businesses, they get their start in this way. They really don't have a lot of capital investment to have a huge overhead, to have a brick and mortar business. So they choose to pop up, and they really need the venues to connect with their customers.
News 3 Now's Tanisha Shaw reporting. Well, some sports news now. The Wisconsin volleyball team is moving on to the Elite Eight, and it's the matchup that everyone has their eyes on. The nationally televised match between Wisconsin and Nebraska is in Lincoln today at 2. And the Badgers will look to flip the script. The Huskers have had their number this season, sweeping them in both Madison and in Lincoln. And the 2024 Heisman Trophy has been awarded, going to Colorado's Travis Hunter. Hunter received 552 first-place votes. This season, he had 92 catches for 1,152 yards and 14 touchdowns. And he goes both ways. On defense, he made 4 interceptions. Still ahead, Jacob is back with a quick check of the first warm forecast. This is Weekend Mornings.
In the 608, weekdays only on News 3 Now this morning.
Don't let an appliance breakdown break you down. Fridge on the fritz, stay cool. With affordable in-stock options, we'll have one delivered to your door in no time. Brothers Maine, feel like family.
Get to Macy's one-day sale for great deals on gifts. Fine jewelry and beauty sets? Got 'em. Warm, cozy sweaters? Check. And the best night in ever? Right here. Even better, everybody gets $10 Macy's money for every $50 spent.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun-to-drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Energy is like a symphony. Every note, every chord, every instrument creates an incredible melody of power and possibility. But that energy needs to be reliable to have the same power, and affordable to keep the melody. At home, on the road, on farms and fleets, and even ports. Propane and renewable propane lower carbon emissions while harnessing the full symphony of energy. Learn more about safe, clean, reliable propane at propane.com.
Stanton Optical believes eye care should be affordable. Right now, for only $135, you get 2 pairs of progressives, plus all this. All that costs over $200 everywhere else. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing. Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your Professor Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown could eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine, how much do you love your kidneys? Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call CarShield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-637-5519.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, if you can believe it, Christmas is only 11 days now. And if we take a look at the white Christmas, at least the white Christmases we've had since 2000, we've had about around 60 to 65%. The white tree indicates a white Christmas. The green tree indicates not a white Christmas. Last year we did not. In fact, last year the temperatures were in the 50s on Christmas. Probably not going to be that warm, but if we take a look at statistical data, white Christmases, obviously the further north you're located, the more likely you are. And here in Madison, we have roughly about a 50 to 60% chance just based on data for a white Christmas. Now, as far as this year goes, we only have a few small chances of snow for the rest of this week. And as we look at the precipitation outlook for that Christmas time, it does suggest drier than average conditions. Now, it's not guaranteed, but there's not a lot in the forecast to suggest a white Christmas. Doesn't mean we won't have one, but at the very least, we're not going to have the kind of white Christmas you see in all those Christmas movies.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Well, the Guinness World Record holder for the largest gingerbread village is now on display in New York City. It's called Gingerbread Lane, and it's all the work of one dedicated artist. Elle McLogan got a look behind the scenes to see how the holiday magic comes to life.
It's not Santa's workshop, but it's pretty close.
I work in 3 mediums: icing and gingerbread and candy.
It's the home basement studio in Forest Hills, Queens, of gingerbread artist John Levitch. Here, cracked and damaged gingerbread is on the operating table.
And the Nutcracker needed some emergency surgery, needed a foot reattached. This has been at Columbus Circle and is about to go back.
His Gingerbread Lane is the Guinness World Record holder for the largest gingerbread village, now on display inside the shops at Columbus Circle. There's a New York taxi, a newsstand, and a subway car.
And I don't go for perfection. I try to create a scene.
How often are you doing this drive from home repairs to Columbus Circle?
This is my second time today.
Really?
Yeah, but for the most part, the exhibits hold up pretty good.
The Missouri native is a former fine dining executive chef whose lifelong love of Christmas inspired a career change. He's now a full-time gingerbread man.
It doesn't pay good. Made more as a chef. But I get to do it from home.
He bakes the gingerbread himself with brown sugar, ginger, and cinnamon.
Combined, probably about 25,000 pounds of gingerbread that I've baked.
In the weeks before Christmas, he's already beginning construction on next year's gingerbread. What do you think it is about a gingerbread village that so captures the imagination of people who see it?
I think it's the detail, and it's the ability to try to, recreate the outer world in an edible, whimsical winter wonderland type fashion.
For Levitch, seeing guests charmed and intrigued is worth the year-round effort.
So no matter how bad somebody's day is going, you've made them happy. That's just a great feeling.
In Queens, Elle McLogan, CBS News, New York.
The holidays.
So happy to get.
And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Dutch Boy. It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Dutch Boy Paint.
When your indoor comfort is on the line, go with the team from Modern Heating and Cooling. New owners Scott and Jason have combined experience of over 65 years in the HVAC trades, so they'll make sure you find the right system to fit your needs and budget. Offering the highest quality HVAC products from Carrier, turn to the experts at Modern Heating and Cooling. Call today to schedule one of their indoor comfort specialists.
We're Sell My House Fast, and we've been buying unwanted houses for cash, fast,
for 25 years. We'll buy this house, and this one, even this one. Not that one. If you're relocating, inheriting a home you don't want, if you're behind on taxes and want to avoid foreclosure, going through divorce, or if you just need cash to get out of debt, we will buy your house at a fair cash price. We've got hundreds of Google 5-star reviews because our offers are fair and the process transparent. Call now.
1-800-971-6044. Plan your day with meteorologist Savannah Brito on News 3 Now this morning.
Hey, Savannah's here to help plan your day. Hey there.
Today we're going to see plenty of sunshine still, at least
Every morning, Savannah gives you an hour-by-hour forecast to help you plan your day.
We are tracking some isolated showers right now on radar. For the most part, that's moving over Fitchburg. You would see a couple of...
Plus traffic. Plan your day with meteorologist Savannah Brito. Weekday mornings starting at 4:30. Only on News 3 Now this morning.
Just past 7:30 right now, President-elect Donald Trump settles with ABC's News over a defamation lawsuit. We've got the details ahead on the network's apology. Plus, local news, a wheelchair basketball invitational. How it's back and bigger than ever. This is Weekend Mornings, and once again, thanks for joining us here on this final half hour. I'm Kyle Pazorski. It is Sunday, December 15th. Let's get to the forecast with Jacob Montesano. Jacob, again, you're looking at a foggy Capitol cam there. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, that Capitol is somewhere in the camera. You just can't see it. I mean, this is, I believe this camera is only about a half mile away, too. So that goes to show you just how foggy it is out there. 37 degrees, that has a lot to do with the foggy conditions. Also, the very, very light wind and high humidity. Perfect recipe for very foggy conditions. And the fog continues to get worse. Visibility about an hour ago was around a half mile to 3/4 of a mile. Now pretty much a 1/4 of a mile for everybody, especially in southern Wisconsin. It's a little better the further north you go and also the further northeast you're located. But still, very foggy conditions. There's a dense fog advisory in effect until noon for just about everybody. And it's going to continue to be foggy even after the noon hour with more fog later tonight. Wouldn't surprise me if we see another dense fog advisory for the overnight hours. So looking at the visibility forecast throughout the day, we're going to continue to see foggy conditions with some relief at times for a few locations, but overall it's going to remain foggy, especially later tonight into tomorrow morning. We're going to have visibility back near a 1/4 of a mile, maybe 0 at times, so that Monday morning commute may be fairly treacherous. Now, as we take a look at the forecast for Madison, cloudy skies, highs near 40, light wind. Again, temperatures are mild and they're going to remain mild, and there's not going to be a big change in them. And this is a similar forecast for La Crosse. I'll talk more in detail about when the fog is done and when we could see another chance of snow coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Some top stories we're following. ABC News has settled a defamation lawsuit with President-elect Donald Trump and has agreed to issue an apology. The network revealed the statement announced on Saturday. Trump sued the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos over an interview Stephanopoulos did with Republican Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina. During the interview, Stephanopoulos repeatedly said Trump had raped writer E. Jean Carroll. A jury found Trump guilty, but the alleged assault did not meet the legal definition of rape. Roughly 70,000 gallons of oil from a pipeline spilled into the ground in Wisconsin. It was discovered midweek in Jefferson County by an Enbridge energy technician. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel cites a federal accident report. Enbridge told the newspaper that the spill on the company's Line 6 was caused by a faulty connection on a pump transfer pipe. The Canadian company said the cleanup was ongoing Friday and that about 60% of the oil has been removed. The 3rd annual Wheelchair Basketball Mad City Invitational is taking place this weekend. The program offers a chance for para-adaptive athletes to compete right at home. Ellie Lilliberte shows us what makes this year so special.
This is Megan Edstead. She's a high schooler from Sun Prairie and has a progressive condition that means she can't feel below her knees.
When I was first diagnosed, I experienced a lot of mental health issues. I didn't get out of bed much.
But she turned that around.
And when I got in that chair, it was like my life lit up. And I just found something new to do and something that I could really excel in.
It's her 2nd year on the Mad City Badgers wheelchair basketball team. And it's the 3rd year of the annual Mad City Invitational.
This is very,
It's very surreal.
Athletes like Carter Sandstrom travel from all across the state to play on this court.
Stevens Point.
Unfortunately, in wheelchair basketball, there's so few teams. You sometimes have to travel a long way to get to practice.
For Carter, it's worth it.
Just being able to have a place where I'm able to be myself.
The event is put on by Dairyland Sports, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting and creating events for para-adaptive athletes. 18 teams from 6 different states travel to southern Wisconsin to play among their peers. That's 8 more teams than last year.
It's also helping to grow their program and getting exposure and understanding what wheelchair basketball is, who can participate, what does it all look like.
And no matter the score, athletes like Megan say they win by meeting others.
Our first year it was smaller, so it's like, it's not as big as the other tournaments. But now it's so big, and there's players that I know from all across the country that I've met that are coming to my home state of Wisconsin.
Reporting in Verona, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. The Madison team has also had a successful past with many athletes going on to the Paralympics. Their coach also has brought home gold as the Team USA coach. Looking around Wisconsin, the Eau Claire Police Department is investigating a fatal stabbing on Saturday. According to police, a 911 call came in just after 6 p.m. reporting a stabbing inside the bar of the Do Dodge Inn. Responding officers performed life-saving measures on the victim, who was later taken to a local hospital where they later died from their injuries. Police have arrested a suspect, and officials confirmed this was an isolated incident. Janesville police say they arrested 2 people after they stole a car with a toddler inside of it. Saturday evening, JPD were called to a stop and go regarding a call from a stolen car. The caller claimed a 2-year-old was still inside the car when it was stolen. Eventually, another witness came forward saying they found the toddler abandoned on Riverside Street, still in the car seat. The child was unharmed. Police later arrested the 2 suspects. To an update, for weeks, citizens across New Jersey and nearby states have reported seeing drone-like objects flying low in the night sky. And now the thousands of reported sightings have ignited a nationwide mystery. Sheriff Sean Golden of Monmouth County, New Jersey, is one of a growing group of local leaders calling for a limited state of emergency to address the alarming increase in sightings.
We're going to see an increasingly crowded skies. We need to change some federal laws to keep up with that ever-growing and rapidly growing technology.
The sheriff further says the size of the drones has led him to believe these aren't your average hobbyist, and a federal response could include calling in the Air National Guard to monitor potential threats. Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi is recovering after hip replacement surgery in Germany on Saturday. And this comes after the former House Speaker took a fall in Luxembourg. In a statement, a spokesperson said the surgery was a success and described the 84-year-old Speaker Emerita as, quote, well on the mend. Pelosi was in Luxembourg as part of a bipartisan congressional delegation to mark the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. Coming up now on 7:38, still ahead, a new health conversation on a mild case of pneumonia across the U.S. Plus, Jacob has a quick look at today's weather. Stick around this week in mornings.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Habitat homes are not given, they're earned. Home buyers take on 30-year mortgages, collectively contribute over $925,000 in property taxes, and spend 40 hours on homeowner education. Help more families invest in their futures. Donate today.
I've suffered from shoulder pain for about 22 years. It got to where I couldn't even wash my hair. I couldn't even brush my teeth without pain.
That's when Sophia checked out QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue and get you back to living a normal life again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
I chose QC Kinetics because my son, he had his back done, and he had great success with it.
Join tens of thousands thousands of satisfied patients who have found lasting relief from their joint pain. Request a free consultation and find out if you're qualified for this therapeutic breakthrough. Call 608-407-7826.
I was in the shower washing my hair and I realized, oh my God, I'm washing my hair and it doesn't hurt. I'm pain-free and I want to thank you, QC Kinetics.
Isn't it time you got your life back? Call now for your free consultation. 608-407-7826. 608-407-7826.
Janesville Nissan, we treat our customers the way we want to be treated. It's in everything we do and every deal we make. You won't find that at most other dealerships. Come see why you'll feel great buying a vehicle from Janesville Nissan. Exceptional savings, award-winning service.
Get to Macy's one-day sale for great deals on gifts. Fine jewelry and beauty sets? Got 'em. Warm, cozy sweaters? Check. And the best night in ever? Right here. Even better, everybody gets $10 Macy's money for every $50 spent.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started. We provide a full range of publishing services.
Covenant sells your book and ebook online and in bookstores everywhere. Our authors love us. Just look.
Be like these authors and get your book published today.
To get your free writer's guide, call now.
1-800-216-5097. Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Let's take a look at yesterday's precipitation. This is the radar estimated ice accumulation showing about 1/4 of an inch for some areas in southwestern Wisconsin. Now, it is possible that they got a little bit less, but this overall is the radar estimated. So at the very least, it's fairly close. And further southwest in Iowa, parts of Iowa got a 1/2 inch of ice accumulation. Good chunk of the area saw about 1/10 of an inch of that accumulation. So definitely very slippery roads yesterday, and the roads continue to be slippery at this hour. Now, as far as snow accumulation, we didn't see too much. Isolated amounts about 1 inch or 2. Could be a little bit less than this, and also a little bit more further southwest in Iowa. Now, going forward, we're not going to see a ton of precipitation in the next few days. Overall, we're really not going to see a ton of precipitation going forward. We'll see a few small chances of rain today and tomorrow. It'll just be in the form of sprinkles. Best consistent chance of snow the next few days will be Tuesday night, as we'll see some snow pass through. Could see about 1 inch, but mostly in the overnight hours. And then as we get towards Thursday, we do have another system, mostly for northern Wisconsin, though.
Thank you. Now to a new health conversation. This morning, our Kyrian Lee sits down with Dr. Rupa Shah to talk about a mild form of pneumonia called walking pneumonia. Here now is that conversation.
Dr. Shah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So first, who can get walking pneumonia and how does it spread?
Yeah, so anyone really can get walking pneumonia, but we do tend to see this in school-age children, adolescents, and younger folks more often. But it is spread by respiratory droplets, so very common this season. Spread just like the common cold. Somebody coughs or sneezes, somebody else inhales those droplets, and then they can get ill from that.
Okay, so very easy.
Very easy, unfortunately.
So when should you see a doctor?
Yeah, so walking pneumonia basically is very similar to an upper respiratory infection. You can have some fevers, chills, cough, congestion, fatigue, but the hallmark really is that that cough is going to linger. So for weeks to months later, people are still coughing. You're still feeling unwell, fatigued, maybe even having some low-grade fevers. That's the time when you should seek medical attention because clearly it's not clearing up and there could be turning into a walking pneumonia.
And if you don't get it cleared up soon enough, what are some of the risks of not, going to see a physician?
Yeah, so if you don't see somebody, it's going to probably just continue to linger. Your symptoms, you're going to start feeling worse. You can develop shortness of breath, wheezing, other signs of distress. This is more commonly seen in younger children. So there will be some signs and symptoms that will alert you, especially as a parent, to know this is when I need to take my child in. Again, if you're seeing them wheezing, struggling to breathe, or just working harder to get their air, then it's really time to get into the doctor and consider getting a chest x-ray or other laboratory testing.
And I know we've talked about this in our past segments, but what are just a few things that people can do to keep themselves, well this season?
Yeah, so this will, again, it's always tough in the winter because we're always in close quarters with people. But again, good hand washing, right? That's always key. Masking if you're feeling ill, keeping the children home if they're sick, and getting your vaccines, right? Getting those immunizations for flu and COVID, RSV, all those other vaccinations that keep us safe during the winter time to avoid all these different viruses that are out there.
Very good. Well, Dr. Shaw, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And it's now 7:45. Still ahead, Andrew's in with the morning sports report and how the Badgers are looking to do in volleyball. Plus, Jake was full forecast on this cold and foggy December Sunday. Stick around this week in mornings.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Come on, let's go. We've got this. We're almost there.
Because when your family feels protected, they're free to pursue their dreams. Bundle home and auto and save up to 23%. American Family Insurance. From our family to yours. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays from your trusted partner for over 30 years, Avondale Roofing. Steep slope experts since 1988.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. The holidays have always been a special time for everyone in the Fields family. And we have some great news for you.
It's Fields' holiday sales event going on right now. New inventory is arriving daily. All new makes and models to choose from, and all with end-of-year pricing.
Happy holidays from Fields during Fields' holiday sales event, where you can get a great offer like this.
Get 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first payment on a new XC90, XC60, or XC40. Costco members also enjoy a bonus. Go to VolvoCarsMadison.com.
We're Sell My House Fast, and we've been buying unwanted houses for cash, fast, for 25 years. We'll buy this house, and this one, even this one, not that one. If you're relocating, inheriting a home you don't want, if you're behind on taxes and want to avoid foreclosure, going through divorce, or if you just need cash to get out of debt, we will buy your house at a fair cash price. We've got hundreds of Google 5-star reviews because our offers are fair and the process transparent. Call now.
1-800-971-6044.
It's here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. Rich, sweet, salted caramel? Caramel. Whatever. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist. Gotta be Wendy's.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a final look at the 3 things you need to know. Continuing to see foggy conditions throughout much of today into tomorrow morning, with mild temperatures early in the week, cold next weekend, and a few small chances of snow throughout the week as well. Here's a final look at this Edgewater cam. This is working. At least I'm pretty sure it's working. It's just so foggy. Nothing is really visible from where the camera is positioned. So we're going to continue to see visibility down to around 1/4 of a mile. We could see some relief at times for a few locations during the afternoon, but then everyone will see the fog pick back up overnight. Visibility once again down to 1/4 of a mile, continuing for the Monday morning commute, so it will be a very low visibility commute Monday morning. And then by Monday afternoon, that's when things will greatly improve, and certainly by Monday evening, the fog will no longer be a factor. Now, as we take a look at that snow chance, we are going to see some passing snow showers Tuesday night. Again, only going to see about 1 inch of snow from this, and this will mostly occur during the overnight hours. Could last or could start a bit earlier for those of you in western Wisconsin near the Mississippi River. And then we'll be fairly dry for Wednesday. But as we get into Thursday, we'll see a system move through northern Wisconsin and then UP of Michigan. Some miles are suggesting this could drift south towards southern Wisconsin, but for the most part, it looks like central and northern Wisconsin will see the most snowfall. So for you folks in Eau Claire, maybe some accumulation, but it still looks like the heaviest will be north of that. And as we get into Friday, a lot of that snow will be off to the east. So looking at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, highs near 40 the next 2 days, then 20s by the middle of the week, teens possibly by next weekend. Some areas could see highs still in the 20s, but it is going to be colder next weekend for sure. Lows in the single digits. A few small chances of precipitation as we get closer to Christmas week as well. Mainly Monday and into Tuesday. The weekend does look to be dry, although cold. So overall, a few small chances of snow with temperatures cooling down throughout the week and foggy the next 2 days.
The path to winning the in-season tournament is simple for the Bucks. Win the next 2 games and you win the NBA Cup. The money literally is all on the table against the Hawks out in Las Vegas, and Giannis went all in. But first, late in the third quarter, the Hawks were flying. Jalen Johnson with the vicious slam to give Atlanta the lead. Johnson, by the way, spent some time growing up in Sun Prairie. Pretty cool story. And then later, Bucks up 1. Giannis, he has his eyes on that $500,000 prize that each player gets for the team that wins the NBA Cup. Throws down the jam on Johnson, but he wasn't finished. That lead would grow because the Greek Freak took over in this one, finishing with 32 points and putting the Bucks into the NBA Cup final. They win it 110-102. When the calendar flipped to the month of December, Wisconsin basketball was 8-0, the 11th ranked team in the country. But in this month, they still have not won a game. Trying to snap that 3-game skid in Indy, playing Butler, tied at 14 in the first, and Nolan Winter, he's fluid in Butler. Sir, can I trouble you for 3 more? You betcha. Winter finished with a career-high 20, and then just before half, Badgers up 11, trying to lengthen that lead at the buzzer bottoms. Klesmit sends the Badgers to the break with a big lead, and then later, Wisconsin up 10, and Steven Crowell, great guard, called him out, asking him to cook, and he got into the kitchen, finishes at the rim. He had a season-high 18 points, and Wisconsin gets back into the win column, 83-74, the final. Wisconsin men's hockey has been white hot. They beat the top-ranked team in the nation last week and beat number 8 Michigan on Friday. Looking for that sweep in Ann Arbor, Gavin Morrissey lines it up and finds the twine. The Badgers battled to tie it at 2, and we would need overtime. But in that extra period, the Wolverines got the last laugh. It is an overtime loss for Bucky. They take 4 of the 6 points on the weekend and win it, or lose it, in overtime 3-2. It is on to the Elite 8 for Wisconsin volleyball, and it's the matchup that everyone has had their eyes on. Wisconsin against Nebraska. The nationally televised match is in Lincoln at 2 p.m. today, and the Badgers will look to flip the script. The Huskers had their number this season, sweeping them in Madison and again in Lincoln. Check this out, some big Badger football news. The second-ranked tight end in the transfer portal, well, he picked Wisconsin. Tanner Koziol's 94 catches at Ball State were the 4th most among all pass catchers in college football this past season, and his 18 touchdowns since 2022 are the most among all FBS tight ends. And let's finish here. The Heisman Trophy Award was given out last night, and it was given out to a very unique superstar in the sport. Travis Hunter of the Colorado Buffaloes becomes the second all-defensive player, or I should say player that only plays defense, to win the award. But spoiler alert, he also plays offense, becomes the 5th receiver to win the award, and is the first to play on both sides of the ball and win that Heisman Trophy. That's your morning sports fix. Have a sensational Sunday.
It shouldn't be this easy to whip up dinner or appetizers this tasty. Our new, no antibiotics ever, all-natural chicken meatballs heat up in minutes and are delicious in a variety of dishes. They're as easy as heat, sauce, and serve. They're packed with protein and free from gluten, dairy, soy, and wheat. They're so juicy and flavorful because we use only high-quality ingredients and a few simple spices. Jones, making mealtime better since 1889.
People who are at their best get their beauty rest. Steinhoffels has the new Beauty Rest Black Hybrid mattress, starting at just $52 per month when you use Steinhoffels 60-month financing. Plus, get up to $300 in Steinhoffels cash. The Beauty Rest Black Hybrid combines the latest cooling and support technology, giving you the best night's sleep possible. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Introducing the Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network.
Wisconsin Wayfinder is a great resource. It's one place to find out about all the information that you need.
We want to hear from anybody who's supporting any child age 0 to 21 with any disability, special health care need, mental health diagnosis, whatever it is.
Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Call 877-WISC-WAY.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
Maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money. So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save. 1-800-912-2517. 1-800-912-2517.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Monday at 6, the digital world is evolving and our kids are all in. So parents, we need to stay on our toes.
There are some risks with predators. We have had some people we thought, you shouldn't be friending this person.
In my Time for Kids report, I'm giving your family the tools to navigate today's technology, including our SSM Health experts' top tips for getting your kids on board with a safety plan.
Video games, social media, you name it, it's not going anywhere. So we need to shift our mindset.
Catch our digital playbook Monday on News 3 Now at 6.
Time for one last check of the First Warn forecast now. Here's Jacob.
Yeah, the big story today into tomorrow morning is going to be the fog. It will start to improve later in the day on Monday, and then by Tuesday, it's not going to be a factor. Highs will be near 40 today and tomorrow, then 30s Tuesday with 20s for highs Wednesday through next weekend. Could warm up a little bit before Christmas, but otherwise staying pretty cold. As we look at the precipitation chances, could see some light rain today and tomorrow, mostly in the form of sprinkles. And then we're going to see some snowfall at night on Tuesday. Could see about an inch of snow at most, maybe some isolated amounts higher, but at this point in time, it's not expected to be a massive system. And then for Thursday, we have a little bit of a stronger system possible, but it looks like it will stay north of most of the area. Central and northern Wisconsin, and even further north of that, the UP of Michigan will see the most snow from that system. Some models are suggesting it could drift south, but we'll continue to update the forecast accordingly. And then it is going to be dry for the weekend, next weekend I should say, with those temperatures being colder, with some small precipitation chances early on Christmas week. So just kind of a lot of small precip chances here and there with temperatures cooling down.
All right, Jacob, thank you. And thank you all for watching. Have a great Sunday, folks.